All right, in this video, guys, we're gonna go over the most important part. You've got the pocket path, you've found out what's in the kit, and let's see what the 4 positions that we talk always about in all the videos. And that's gonna be using the sleeve and using the belt. So as you see, I got my belt on. I'm about, maybe my waist high with it. So of course, we've talked about earlier about having the low pocket, and you can reset this up underneath your armpits for the high pocket. High pocket's gonna be a little bit more for your beginners. It's also gonna be for more catchers, maybe infielders. But we're gonna just go to the basic 4 positions because you're gonna have to master these and you're gonna do a ton of dry work. Really want you guys to get to own these 4 positions here. Setup first, gonna be in an angle position, probably about a 30 to 45 degree angle. Reason that's being is watching infielders take balls forever. That's how they bring the ball in. They funnel it into their chest, they bring that out, and they get that finger on top, which I'm gonna go over in our 1 position right now. All right, we're in the sleeve. So you get in your sleeve, you're relaxed, no tension at all in that upper body, and I'm gonna just have that 0 neutral position to start, and then the 1 position, the first position you wanna master, it won't take long, but it's very important to do it right, is to turn the fingers on top as your elbow pulls the ball and hand out of the sleeve, all right? So see that position here? I got that finger on top. I'm gonna extend my hand out a little bit for you guys, just so you see that little hand turn as I pull through. Now, I personally, especially if I have a baseball in my hand or a plyo ball, I'm gonna go all the way to the edge here, but not all the way out, all right? Until you've mastered this, you wanna make sure that you actually have a little bit of the hand in the sleeve, because it's gonna be very important to turn, because once we turn, if you can see, that sleeve starts to open up in kind of an oval position, and it allows your hand to slide out of there a lot easier. And if I do it wrong, this is the beauty about the sleeve itself, even in the 1 position, that first movement, if you turn your hand this way, you can rip and hear that thing coming, trying to come off. You don't want that to happen. So it's very important to keep that neutral wrist, turn the fingers on top, and now you've got that 1 position. And again, I'll do a step with it and just get the rhythm of using a load, maybe a back step here, maybe a forward step, infielder, either one. We're just getting that first feeling of taking the ball out of the sleeve. Position 2. All right, let's move it on. Position 2, we're just carrying 1 and then letting the arm float to position 2. And you hear what I said there, I said float. When we're talking about the arm path, the key here is getting to position 2 timed up with your hips, all right? So master that first, float, not muscle, not stab. And then again, this is the idea of this thing, the tech on this thing is really beautifully and simple. If I were to go long and do it wrong, it's gonna rip right off. So this is really giving me that feeling of guiding and gliding to that float position. Position 3, all right? Once you've mastered getting to position 1 and 2, you can hang out here at 2 to start and then break 1 and 2 up with 3 and 4. 3 is gonna be the hips. So first I want you guys to just put your arm in position 2 and turn your hips. And all the way from the ground, I'm pivoting, turning my hips, but notice that I'm keeping my hand in the same position. Don't let this hand start to move up as you're turning. I want this feeling of the hips to do that for you. And if you do it right, you should feel the back of your shoulder. You should feel the shoulder blade starting to kind of pinch in together. And that's not from forcing it, that's just from relaxing and letting the hips turn. And once that happens, we're starting to create ourselves to be an ultimate rubber band, and we're gonna become a slingshot to be able to throw that ball accurately and harder and safer. So watch as I go up to 1, 2. Now stay here, check. All right, I feel good. I'm not up high, I'm not low with my elbow, I'm not high with my elbow, I'm at armpit height in that 2 position. And now I'm gonna go 3, and then 4 is the follow through and finish. All right, so we call that the whip. As I'm whipping through, I keep my arm in a nice loose whip position. Try to avoid getting in the ear too early. Once we get in the ear too early, you'll notice kind of a lassoing effect. We want to stay in that whip position. So a little more inside 90, but not too close to that ear. Let's break it up again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, without any pauses in there, the last thing I want you guys to master without a ball is going to be in a fluid motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, final thing, let me add this in there, is that float position. So this is something more for advanced after you've done some work with it. You can put this thing on your wrist or on your hand. I cut my fingers around the edge here, and as I go close, bring the ball in as if I'm like an infielder, I'm gonna lightly tap that belt, and I release, and I throw. So as I touch, I release my hand and that Velcro catches. So let's see this in full speed. Tap, throw. And this is a great way to start to get that rhythm of turning the hand to position, time up with the hips. All right, so that's the flow and that's the 4 positions. You must master these things before you get that baseball in your hand, even before you get the plyo ball in your hand. It won't take long, but it's really important to notice those things. All right, let's get on to the athletic throws with a 5-ounce ball. Let's check it out.